Welcome back to the cryptowrld channel, everyone. My name is Josh, and right now, while Ethereum is forming this new pattern in the short term, Solana is also forming a new short-term pattern, while Bitcoin is getting very close to a new breakout, which will set up a new technical price target. So I'll be talking about that in just a moment. Definitely stick around. First of all, just giving you a really quick update here on the weekly Bitcoin chart, and right now the price of Bitcoin is of course still running into this important area of resistance in between around 36,000 to 38,000. But obviously, even despite seeing some short-term bearish price action, of course we're still technically within the much larger bullish trend here on the larger timeframes like the weekly chart. And now if you're taking a look at the daily Bitcoin chart, of course once again we technically have a bearish divergence here on the daily timeframe, with higher highs in the price and lower highs in the daily Bitcoin RSI. And so once again, as I've mentioned recently on the channel, this signal is telling us that the short-term bullish trend in the price of Bitcoin is losing momentum. And so basically we're slowing down the trend in the short term, which is one of the reasons as to why we've seen a lot of choppy sideways price action over the last 1 week or so, rather than a lot of bullish price action. But obviously we haven't really seen any major bearish price action either, because once again, that DXY, the US dollar index, has been dumping as of recent, which has been a bullish signal. And if you want to know more about that, then check out my recent videos here on the channel. And so overall, in the somewhat shorter term on the daily time frame, we're looking relatively neutral at the moment because we haven't confirmed a bearish trend reversal. We're still technically within the bullish trend. It's just we're losing bullish momentum. We are losing steam in the bullish trend. And this can also be seen on the 8-hour Bitcoin chart. Obviously, we're still technically within this ascending parallel channel, which is a bullish trend in the Bitcoin price. But obviously, as of recent, the 8-hour Bitcoin RSI has actually been trending back to the downside, forming lower highs and lower lows, which is a sign of a loss in bullish momentum. Basically, the trend is once again losing momentum. And this is also because not only do we have a hidden bullish divergence here on the 8-hour Bitcoin chart, we do have a bearish divergence, and that bearish divergence was confirmed more recently compared to the hidden bullish divergence. And so overall, the divergence between the price and the RSI, once again, is a more bearish signal telling us that we're losing bullish momentum. We just haven't actually confirmed a bearish trend reversal as of right now, with, for example, a confirmed break below this line of support, which is sitting at around 35.6K. And in fact, if you zoom into the imminent short term, looking at the 1-hour Bitcoin chart, we can see a new ascending triangle pattern forming just in the much shorter term here. And statistically speaking, an ascending triangle pattern is a bullish pattern because more often than not, an ascending triangle pattern breaks out to the upside, whereas it's less likely for an ascending triangle pattern to break to the downside. Once again, that is not impossible. That is just a less likely scenario. But either way, in order to actually confirm the pattern and confirm the price target, we first need to see either a confirmed breakout above resistance or below support with candle closes above resistance or below support. And as for the technical price target for this ascending triangle pattern, if we break out above resistance with confirmation, that would set up a technical price target at roughly around 37,500. And so from the point of the breakout to that price target, we're talking around a 2.5% move to the upside, because remember, we're just looking at a smaller time frame, so we're talking about shorter movements. But on the flip side, if we actually see a confirmed break below that line of support, then that would set up a technical price target at around 35.4K, which would also be roughly around a 2.5% move to the downside. But even with a potential 2.5% move coming either to the downside or to the upside, you can turn that into a 25% profit with a 10x leverage trade, for example. And if you're wondering where you can actually take trades like that, either a short position to the downside or a long position to the upside to profit massively from a breakout movement in the price of Bitcoin, usually I trade over on Bybit as my main exchange. And I'll make sure to leave a link to Bybit in the description down below and in the pinned comment. And in fact, if you use that link to make a Bybit account, you can get up to a $30,000 deposit bonus. But without that link, it's only around a $400 deposit bonus. So using that link to make a Bybit account, if you were going to anyway, is basically a win-win. But unfortunately, there's some countries around the world where you may not be able to access Bybit due to regulations. And so if that's the case, there is also Bitflex as an alternative crypto exchange. Because with Bitflex, you do not actually need any KYC, meaning you don't need ID documents to make a Bitflex account. And in fact, if you use the link down below this video to make a Bitflex account and deposit 100 USDT or more and make one trade over on Bitflex, you can get up to a $10 bonus for free. And you can actually withdraw that 10 USDT bonus. It's not just a trading bonus. And so if you're going to trade crypto anyway, you might as well check out those links down below for those extra deposit bonuses. But anyway, getting into the Ethereum part of this video, this is on the weekly time frame, and right now the price of ETH is still playing out that bit of a rejection from this important area of resistance, sitting in between around $2,000 to $2,150. But of course, we're still technically forming a giant ascending triangle pattern in the price of ETH on the weekly time frame, which once again is technically a bullish pattern. And so considering we're forming a bullish pattern and higher lows on the weekly time frame, currently we are looking more bullish than bearish on the weekly time frame, not necessarily the short term. And if you're zooming into the daily ETH to US dollar chart, we can see that over the last one day, the price of ETH had an almost perfect bounce from around 1.9k, which is where we have support, as I've mentioned recently on the channel. And if you're actually taking a look at these Fibonacci levels based on the linear scale, the linear settings, we have the 38.2% Fibonacci level of support at just above 1.9k. But if we were to see a confirmed break back below around 1.9k, then in that case, we have the 50% retracement level at approximately 1830, which was previous support back here. And in a more bearish scenario, we also have this golden pocket, which was previous resistance right here, now acting as support in between around 1730 to 1750. And as for resistance, we have this Fibonacci level of resistance sitting at approximately 1990, but we also have this area of resistance based on previous resistance in the price action, sitting in between around $2,000 to 2030. But if we see a breakout back above 2030, then in that case, the next important resistance is just above 2.1k, closer towards around 2130 to 2150. And as for the daily Ethereum price oscillators, not a lot has changed in these indicators over the last one day. And so if you want to know more about these price oscillators, then check out my last video here on the channel. And if you're zooming into the shorter term, looking at that 8-hour ETH to US dollar chart, we are also still technically forming a new hidden bullish divergence here on the 8-hour time frame, because at least for now, the price of ETH is still in a higher low formation, while the RSI on the 8-hour time frame is in a lower low formation. And so in order to completely invalidate any chance of a hidden bullish divergence forming, we would need to see a confirmed break in the price back below this previous low, which is sitting at approximately 1.8k. Because basically, while the price is forming a low above 1.8k, if we're looking at this low and this low in the price and the RSI, of course, that is still technically forming a hidden bullish divergence. And so all we need to see now is a slight bounce in the price to actually confirm in place that yes, we have a higher low in place in the price, and that would confirm the hidden bullish divergence, which would basically mean we could be due to see a slight bullish relief continue over the next few days in the price action if this confirms. And now if you're taking a look at the 3-day Solana to US dollar chart, we can see a perfect rejection from this important golden pocket area of resistance, which is starting at around $68 and going up towards around $77. And this Fibonacci retracement tool is based on the logarithmic settings from the all-time high down to the bear market bottom. And of course, we also have that ascending triangle pattern with a breakout that I talked about recently on the channel, with a price target at around $71 to $72. So right at that golden pocket area of resistance. And also this golden pocket acting as resistance right now was previous support back here in early 2022. So this is definitely a significant price range on the chart. And so the most likely scenario is potentially a rejection from this area before potentially a breakout later on, especially considering how overbought Solana is right now after this huge move to the upside. But if we do ultimately break out above around $77, basically confirming a breakout above this important golden pocket area of resistance, then in that case, the next important level of resistance is sitting closer towards around $120. And we also have this previous high sitting closer towards around $140. And so basically, we first need to see a confirmed breakout above $77 with significant candle closes above that level. But if that happens, once again, we could soon after that see the price of Solana head back up towards around $120 to $140. But once again, technically speaking, based on the extreme bullish price action we've seen over the last 1 month or so, it's very likely that we will see some sort of pullback between now and then, especially considering the fact that we still have that major golden pocket area of resistance just above the current price. And as for significant support on the 3-day time frame, we also have this previous Fibonacci level of resistance, which was previous resistance back here, sitting at approximately $45 to $46. And so if we were to see a decent pullback here in the price of Solana, I would expect once again a decent amount of support around that level. And now if you're zooming into the shorter term, looking at the 4-hour Solana to US dollar chart, obviously over the last few days, since all the way back up here, I've been talking about this short-term bearish divergence, which obviously over the last few days has been playing out very well as expected in the form of mostly a short-term pullback with a bit of choppy sideways price action as of recent, which is what I've been expecting. But what we are now seeing on the 4-hour time frame is a new hidden bullish divergence in the price of Solana, because of course we're forming higher lows in the price while the RSI is now forming lower lows. And so essentially considering this new hidden bullish divergence is initially confirming with a few green candles, this could mean that over the next few days or so, or at least over the next 1 to 2 days, we could see a slight bullish relief after that short-term bearish divergence. And that would ultimately be invalidated if we see a confirmed break below this line, which is sitting at approximately $55. So basically, if we see candle closes back below $55, then that would invalidate that chance of a bullish relief and this hidden bullish divergence. But either way, whether you think the price is going to the upside, to the downside, or simply going to chop around sideways, you can make money in crypto in either of those scenarios by watching these videos popping up right here on your screen. The video in the top left shows you how to make money if the price is bullish or bearish using AI, and the video in the bottom left shows you how you can easily profit from choppy sideways price action. But anyway, that is everything that I have to say for today. I really hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next video.